Wellness Show, episode number 407.
Welcome to The Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyhson, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. Welcome to The Wellness Show on health, wealth, and enlightenment, and we're with you for the next hour to help you get out of your way, take back your personal power, and stand in your truth no matter what. If you're an empath, this is your show. If you're a highly sensitive person, this is your show. If you want to get out of your way, this is your show. And today's topic is cosmic consciousness. And Laura said, what? What's that? Well, we're going to figure that out. We're going to help Laura discover what cosmic consciousness is all about. So, Laura, welcome to the show. So what's up in your life?
Oh, it's just been amazing lately. The energy is astounding. What do you think?
Yeah, I did two sessions in a row yesterday, and I discovered that with major trauma or core fractures, that I've always thought in terms of, well, it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be somebody in authority like a principal, a school teacher, or you could be even angry at your God. And this time I discovered with two clients back to back that what their betrayal was their body. So that was really, really fascinating for me. So not only did I have to clear the relationship with their mom and their dad, but also their relationship with their body, because they didn't trust their body anymore. They'd had a near-death experience, or they'd been diagnosed with a terminal disease. One was told she would never walk again. And so they're always waiting for the other shoe to drop physically in their body. And then I had to help them understand that they're not their body, that their body is their incarnational vehicle for this time around, and who's in charge. Are you going to let the body be in charge? Or are you in charge? And if you're going to be in charge of your body, are you going to love it unconditionally and have a new relationship with it?
Welcome, this is Tyhson.
Like we all do, and stop ignoring it and only listen to it when it gives you pain and overwhelm. So it was really a big eye-opener for me, and I really had to go deep and think about how I treat my body and how I disrespect it and what I need to do for myself. So I thank my clients for really opening my eyes to a new awareness of my body and the role of the body. So for both of them was really, well, the first one I had to help her reincarnate because there was so much trauma from the diagnosis that she could never walk again, that she's never been safe she never felt it was safe to reincarnate back in her body. So being born again or reincarnation is not just dying and being reborn. It's being that you're disassociated with your body because you can't trust it, and therefore you're not fully embodied. Or maybe we wouldn't use the word incarnate. Well, yeah, it's still incarnated. Maybe it's not reincarnated, but you're not fully incarnated in your body because of the trauma that the body has experienced. You don't trust it anymore. So that was my big aha yesterday. I found that really, really fascinating. And so now I have a new thing to look at. Oh, well, it could be that you're having problems with trusting your body.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And also stuck in their story, we hear about it all the time that somebody's like, oh, I have fibromyalgia or I have MS, and they become that illness and they lose the sense of who they actually are or were before the illness.
Yeah, the important thing to remember in all this, and this is what I'm becoming clear with in my own life, is that I'm not my body.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. I love my body. I'm learning to appreciate my body, respect my body, and not beat my body up.
Right.
I mean, and not even going to the gym. We're not forcing the body to do something. We're teaching the body that we love it and helping it be physically healthy, and which is a whole different attitude than Mr. Muscles grunting, groaning, and and pushing and striving and becoming and looking in the mirror and flexing the muscles. I mean, not all that's okay, but I'm just saying it's a different attitude towards loving your body and having a relationship with it rather than being on automatic pilot, which I think is one of the major problems in North American civilization, is most people are on automatic pilot. They pay no attention to their body whatsoever until there's a crisis. And then they all get upset that their body's crapping out on them, but they never did anything to support in the first place. So I'm having these two clients have a relationship with their body and literally having a conversation as if the body was sitting across them in a chair. What's your new relationship you have with your body? And you need to be very, very clear and have to be a benevolent, loving, compassionate, all-embracing relationship, or your body's not going to respond to it, right?
Yeah.
But you do have to tell your body, look, when all is said and done, if we don't have a good relationship, you need to know that I'm not you, right? I'm having you be my vehicle here. But if we can't come up with a relationship, then I'm out of here. I'll pick up another body, okay? But this is your chance as a body, which is part of me, to evolve spiritually. All the atoms and molecules that make up my body want to become spiritualized. So you have an agenda and I have an agenda. And when we co-create together, my spirit and my body, then we can get the job done. We can do what we both incarnated to do. I picked up you as a body in order to do a certain mission, and you're going to help me do it. You're going to benefit because all the molecules that make up me are going to reach cosmic consciousness. What? There's the topic, right? They're going to be on that continuum from being unaware on remote control, on automatic pilot, to being fully conscious and activated and working with a human, so that every one of those molecules is spiritualized, becomes spirit in matter. So we think about full body enlightenment as a human being. It means all the way down to each molecule, each part of who we be, we're spiritualizing that atom, that molecule, to be an alive entity for the evolution of consciousness. So it's an exciting journey for the molecule as it is for a human, right? Think how many molecules are out that make up the universe, and how difficult it would be to become a molecule of a human being to have that experience. So it's a unique evolution that it's going through too, right? So I want to respect it, but I also want to say, I want to make clear who's the boss, right?
Yeah.
Okay, who's the boss here?
Our bodies in some way follow us like our souls do.
Yeah, well, our soul, our soul is having an incarnational experience through a body. The body's job is to assist the soul to deliver the goods. But, it's also the body's responsibility, of course, is to make you aware that if you don't pay attention, you're going to croak or die or be ill or whatever. So the body's doing what the body's trained to do with its intelligence, right? So when we have this co-creation relationship and we love our body, we can turn around any disease or disorder. So most of America that's on drugs or in therapy or on Xanax, or they're digestive, or on Ritalin to calm themselves down, or whatever the designer drug is to, calm you down. Half of America has gone something to.
Zantac, is it? Or
no, not Zantac, the mood one. What is it?
Yeah.
Take the blue pill or whatever it is. Most of America is on that because we fail to come to terms to have a relationship with our body. And when we do, miracles can happen. The body just starts to sing with delight and wants to heal, right? The body wants to be around as long as it can. It doesn't want to die, right? Because its job is done. It wants to have the eternal life that you as a spirit have. And in fact, when you actually do that and spiritualize the body, if you are a master, that those molecules would come with you, right? Those molecules, you wouldn't need to be dying, right? You would be carrying those molecules with you in eternity. And what molecule doesn't want to have that experience?
One of my first teachers was an acupuncturist, and he said, like, if you get rid of something in your body, that then you're going to have issues with it later on in a different lifetime. That was his thoughts. So that to not get rid of, like, don't have a vasectomy, or don't have a, remove your gallbladder, which I did. Well, I still have to deal with that.
Well, I think the important thing is, like, why did you have that tooth pulled, or what, or not why did you, I mean, because it hurt, but what was the trauma behind it that caused the tooth to decay? If we look at the charts, every tooth is connected to some internal organ that has the problem, like it's an early warning system. So what parts of your body are early warning system? I think your teeth are them, right? So when you have to go around with a plate in your mouth, or you have to go around with false teeth, you certainly haven't been listening to your body. Now, am I listening to my body? No, I've got crowns and this and that's in my mouth. My dentist has had probably 3 or 4 trips to the Caribbean, because I paid for them. So, it's just expensive stuff. I get it, right? But I still would rather have my teeth in my mouth than having to have dentures. That being said, have I taken the time to understand what are the functions, for example, of my wisdom teeth? Why are they called wisdom teeth? And why did I think that I needed to have somebody pull them out of my mouth because some dentist said I needed to do that? If God put them in my mouth, why did he put them in my mouth, right? And what's the reason for them? And why are they called wisdom teeth anyway? And why does everybody believe they need to be pulled out? Just like somebody, when I was growing up, you just took somebody's appendix out, no questions asked, Oop, gone, don't need that. So wait a minute here. What part of God's creation do we decide we don't need? And why do we let a doctor make those judgments for us? They're like, just sign right here. Well, no, I don't want to sign right here.
Right.
And when I look at that, also, and I was working with as a client, being told, she's a happy-go-lucky Jewish girl doing extremely well, doing really well, business-like, and, having the time of her life, and all of a sudden she collapses. I don't know if it was on a dance floor, can't remember the story, and finds herself in a hospital, and her body's just going crazy. And the doctor says, well, you may never walk again, right? We don't know what's going on. And think of that diagnosis, and then what she has to do to reclaim who she is and say, F blankety you, I've got this one. I'm going to walk out of here. In 3 months, she walked out of there, right?
Yeah.
But that's the healing property of the body. That's when you take over control of your body and say, hey, we've got this. Let's work together and let's fix this. Rather than saying, oh, God, I better sign my papers and sell my house because I only got, 3 months to live, or I'll never walk again. No, what we found is a diagnosis is worse than the actual disease or disorder that's being diagnosed. It's the scary part that really creates the trauma. So beware of that. It's your choice. It's you're not your disease. You're not your body.
I love it when vets say, well, your dog has 2 months. And they're like, because I'm on a Westie, old age Westie Facebook page. And then they're like, 4 months going strong. And I'm like, yeah, that's because dogs don't know, what it is that the doctor said.
That's right.
Going.
That's right.
So we have Clearing Tuesday, right?
Yeah, we do. We have Personal Clearing Tuesday.
Personal.
And you were saying that over on the dowsing and energy healing group.
Oh, the wellness.
Facebook, and the wellness, that you found somebody that really had done a good job of coming up with their own clearing.
Ki Crystals. Ki Crystals. Can I say it, what she wrote?
Yeah, absolutely. Please go for it.
Okay, you're going to do the thing? Oh.
Control.
What'd you say?
You are in control. Take it away.
Okay. I, in my I Am presence, undertake a clearing on behalf of my entire family with the assistance of God and my spirit guides, guardian angel, and my light team, Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, Kuan Yin, Archangel Gabriel, and Saint Germain and his violet blue flame. I undertake this clearing throughout all space, time, and dimensions, known and unknown, for each and every one of us. I translate, transmute, transfigure, heal, and repair all unresolved emotional issues, non-beneficial energies, thoughts, words, deeds, and actions that have attracted non-beneficial energies, entities, or life forms that do not abide by the law of one, meaning do no harm. I remove all blockage, negative energies, negative thought forms, negative effects from abuse, neutralize all curses placed upon my family, remove any and all harmful frequencies in our bioenergy fields, nullify all programs of revenge and retribution running in this or any other lifetime from any and all sources, breaking all karmic vows, contracts, agreements that were not sourced from 100% light, all psychic attacks, emotional attacks, and attacks directed to intentionally causing pain. It is nullified. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I declare it so. So be it. It is done. Thank you. Amen.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful.
Done.
And yeah, so that's an A plus. I mean, we're not marking things, but you know, if I was marking, it would be big red letters A plus. Why? Because they're taking the time to figure out what it is that they want to clear in their lives and what's important to them, and using the techniques we're talking about. And we're talking about, you know, talking to your body, having a loving relationship with your body, and saying who's in command, right? And this way you're saying, I'm in command of my whole bioenergy field, which is the sum total of your physical, spiritual, mental, and you know, and physical body. We're now talking about the auric field. We're not just having a conversation with the body, the physical plane. We're having a conversation with the multidimensional aspects of this incarnational body, right? And the auric field around it. And we're telling that auric field what we're allowing and not allowing. It's the same thing as having a conversation with your body. It's just more expansive. We're going out into the energy field to say, this is the boundaries of what we want to let in and what we want to maintain and what we want to exclude. And this is our divine right to do this. This is the basis of alchemy, which is transmutation of a lesser into something, you know, like a lead into gold, or a lesser metal into a higher metal, which really is just a symbol of taking lesser energy and transmuting into more powerful energy, or clearing away energy that no longer serves you to make room for higher energy. This is the basis of alchemy. It's the basis of magic. When you do an incantation, I declare with your wand or with your staff, let something be so, and you go boom, boom, boom. You're making a declaration to the universe of what you want to manifest in your life. It's the basis of magic. White magic, by the way, don't get freaked out that it's not in the Bible, all this sort of stuff. It is, right? Moses didn't go wild as a wimp. He actually had a staff. He actually used it as a tool. He actually had a rod and a staff that accompanied him. If you look at every pharaoh, they had two instruments in their hands. Those are dowsing tools. So let's get this straight. These are like antenna on a bug. They give you that ability to tune in to higher frequencies so you can be more clearly channeling the information from God, right? Through you. You become God-like. So it is the Bible. It is in the Bible, and it is becoming the Christed one, right? You are becoming the Christed one. This is the crown, opening the crown chakra to stand in the truth of who you are, which brings up the course on Friday. Why not come and join me for 2 hours when we're going to be talking about basic dowsing, which is really how to increase your intuition so that you can receive crystal clear guidance. And we're going to be starting from the very beginning of how to use a pendulum, how to use the L rod, Y rods, how to use the tools of the trade, why you use them, how you use them, how to get reliable answers and moving up the scale so that you become comfortable for them. That means your antenna to receive clear guidance gets enhanced. So that's on Friday at 10 to noon. So come and join us, okay? And this will be part of the brand new course in the Academy. And by the way, the Academy is underway. Lots of work to do, but the skeleton has been created. Now we're putting the flesh on the bones. So it will probably be a good another 30 days before it's up and running, but I'm very excited about it. You have dowsing 101, dowsing 102, dowsing 103, healing 101, 102, 103. It's going to have clearing yourself, clearing others, clearing buildings and houses and the planet. Okay, and then it's going to have spiritual millionaire, how to clear yourself in your relationship with money. It's going to be a really awesome, awesome place where multiple teachers can come and teach their courses. So looking forward to putting that all together, step by step by step. And one more thing, and that is tonight. Tonight is Radical Earth Heart Resonance Call at 5 p.m. Pacific time. We're working on a property, an exciting thing that we're discovering with the whole concept of 12 around 1, which is like 12 disciples around Christ, 12 crystal skulls around one, 12 Knight Templar, 12 around one at King Arthur's Round Table, the 12 around one. When you work in unison, the co-creative result of the sum is greater than the individual parts. When 3 or more are gathered, they are mine. Now, 3 times 4 is 12, so 4 sets of triangles or 4 sets of 3s has some multiplier effect that is absolutely exponentially. We're working on a piece of property, and we're discovering, or I'm discovering, that every property that I'm working on now has a major, it's like a linchpin. It's a key vibrational frequency. When you break it loose, it's like spider webs go everywhere through the ley lines to Washington, D.C., and this one property goes to Washington, D.C., it goes to the Trail of Tears, it goes to, it just goes everywhere. You just see the whole birth of America, how it's locked up in one little property. And so it's exciting to know. I mean, this is like the butterfly effect, where
Right.
you learn that everything is interconnected. And when you release one little thing in the whole cosmic energy of the land, it has a huge, gigantic effect right through all the ley lines of North America and elsewhere. So that was really exciting. So if you want to feel this, what this feels like to work in a group and discover how to do this and learn about dowsing in a group, then the radical Earth Heart Resonance at 5 p.m. Pacific time, I really encourage you to come and learn with us and enjoy the energy of what it is to collectively work on freeing energy that's locked in the land.
You want to talk about what we did on Friday?
What did we do on Friday?
In our class, we
What
cleared.
did we do?
We cleared a mountain.
All right, talk about that mountain.
Awesome! That was awesome.
And what was about this mountain?
What's that?
Tell us the story. What happened?
Oh, okay, so Darlene starts out by saying that this mountain needs to be cleared because it's been raped and pillaged, and its energy was dark, and she wanted to clear it out. And that she saw this vortex from Canada all the way to Utah, right?
Yeah, and why was there a vortex all the way from Canada to Utah?
I don't know if we talked about that.
Well, because there was gold.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Okay.
Remember? So what happened was this particular town was settled by gold settlers, right, who raped and pillaged the land. And then from that, then we realized we had to deal with the whole energy of gold, which took us to California and the gold rush there. And wherever gold's been misused, we had to have a conversation with gold and clear gold, because gold, the property of gold, was upset that all this human mind consciousness was connected to gold, right?
Yes. And then can we keep going into it, or should we not? Probably.
No, go for it. Yeah. And so we discovered that this one property, this one town called Cranbrook, really, when we worked on it, had all these linkages bioenergetically to all the other places where gold has been extracted on the planet. With this, when it's done with greed and harvest and, murder and mayhem happens because people get so fixated on the gold and the gold rush, they trample all over each other, right? Guns come out and people get shot and murders happen because I want your gold or whatever, right?
Right.
This is mine and that's yours and I'm not. And so it makes for craziness, right? And so all that gets trapped in the earth. And people say, well, it's all an act of God, all these volcanoes and floods and all this is the act of God. No, this is what cosmic consciousness is all about, which is a topic today. No, there's no separation. We collectively, as human beings, are responsible for being Earth stewards for planet Earth, right? For the Divine Mother, Mother Earth. And when we don't take on that responsibility, just like we didn't take on responsibility with our bodies, what I talked about, then the mother's going to say, you need to have a good spanking. And let me give you a volcano or this or that or whatever to maybe wake you up. And we still don't get it. We think that somehow it is something separate from ourselves, and that we're not responsible. It just, poor me, it's happening to me. No. It's happening to you because collectively we haven't woken up and smelt the coffee and done something about it, right?
Now you got to hear that. So before we go back to the mountain, I had a client who called me one day and he said, I have a squirrel in my kitchen. And I was like, okay. And he's like, why does God hate me so much? I was like, God doesn't hate you, man. That's not why the squirrel's there. I had to laugh so hard. So I had to include that because I thought that was hilarious.
Think about the poor squirrel. What karma does he have to work out having to deal with a human being in this house?
It was about his fear, facing his. So
Yeah.
anyway, but anyway,
he was going squirrely.
it was so funny when he said, why does God hate me so much? And he was serious as the day is long, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so when we were clearing the mountain, we figured out that who came and got a lot of the gold. Say their names.
Well, I can't remember who. Well, certainly the white man did, right?
No, those alien things. What were they called? Can we talk about
Give me some more clues.
the aliens that came?
The Anunnaki that came to planet Earth.
Anunnaki.
Yes, Enki and Enel, who really got carried away with using humans by, doing genetic manipulation, so we could harvest the gold. Why? Because they had screwed up their own planet and needed gold in their atmosphere, or their atmosphere was going to disappear, and everybody on planet X or planet Y or whatever planet it was going to croak. Hey, which is a forerunner of what could happen on this planet. Do you want to be another alien invading another planet to somehow rescue the fact that we don't have enough oxygen because we have too much CO2 in the atmosphere or whatever to rescue planet Earth? So, and the thing with the Anunnaki is they're super, super, super intelligent, but one part of the family, and this is always interesting because there's always Cain and Abel, right? There's always that dichotomy of those that want to follow light and those that want to follow dark and wake us up. So the good guys and the bad guys, when they're bad as Anunnaki, they just eat humans' flesh, right? They're not very nice people, right? They're not, anyway. We sort of have the same reptilians that they're still controlling on the planet, and I don't need to go into that.
Right.
You could just think about the sort of things that would, the rituals that are satanic are following the same prescription of the way that they receive energy or, suck human blood or human energy, which is what entities do in the human aura. I mean, this is the whole lineage of extraterrestrials that are feeding off your life force, right? Why? Because they don't have any emotions or feelings themselves, because they got so smart and intelligent and super consciousness that they forgot that they had a heart, and therefore they cannot sustain their biological system. In other words, they can't live for any extended period of time without feeding on the energy of other beings.
Think about what's happening in the world right now. We're being slowly dehumanized.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of bloodsuckers around.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people will take your energy. That's why it's important to be in charge of your own body and your own energy field, because if you're not, somebody else will.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what the deep cleaning protocol is about. Facebook user, what do we got here?
It says, can you please clear and heal a slave trail that goes from C to D? Absolutely. This is what we're teaching you in the geomancy course, Boots on the Ground, is how to do this work. Yes, if you've got a slave trail that's coming through your property or you know about it close to you, yes, please go and clear it. Use the short clearing protocol. It's really no different. It would go something like this. So, I, Tyhson Bannigan, in my holy name, on behalf of everybody on this call now or listening to this call in the future, clear the geopathic stress that's locked on the earth with regard to the slave trade trail that passes through A to B, right? Or wherever it is. And I clear the trail from its point of origin all the way back to Africa, all the way throughout America. And I clear the slave trade all the way into the present, because people are still enslaved, right? This is what's happening, this is not over. This is, children are being picked up and stolen off the streets of America and used for ritual, right? Let's be truthful. So slavery still occurs, right? People are still locked in cages and treated as animals by those that they think are superior. So slavery, let's stop it all. So, but the great place to start is like where you know. So if you know the slave trade or this trail was right beside your house or in your property or in your county or community, clear it. Because the more you clear it, the more the trauma is released from there and the less energy it has along that whole continuum, right? And when this continuum is, I'm talking about into the past and into the future and in the present, right? So when you do this clearing, you're clearing the energy out of the whole system. The more people that you do this, and the more often you do it, the more energy is released and the less need for volcanoes. I mean, think of North America, look at Canada and United States. How much karma do we have in our treatment of the indigenous people? Horrendous, horrendous, right? Yeah, so, and then we add all the slave trade to that on top of it, right? We have to clear that. I mean, America is experiencing the karmic results of how it's been treating other people. Now, I say America, and I want to be careful, about what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the American people. I'm talking about the American government. And I'm not talking about the American government that you think about. I'm talking about the United States of America Incorporated. Did you know that your president is a CEO of a corporation? Did you know that he's a president of a corporation? He's answerable to nobody but his board of directors. He's not answerable to the people. And everybody in the Senate is also part of that corporation. It is not answerable to the citizens of the United States of America. They're answerable to the corporation, which is there to make a profit. And how do they make a profit? Because they go to war. And that's where you make all the money. You make gobs and gobs of money when you go to war. Okay? If you don't have a war, you can't make money. It's just that simple, right? Right? So until the corporation America gets nullified, right, and doesn't have the rights of a citizen, then America is in bondage, right? So when we talk about liberating yourself to become a sovereign human being, we want to liberate the body of the United States of America and take it back to the founding fathers and what the original intention was liberty for all, liberty and justice for all, right? Yeah. That was the American vision and dream that got co-opted, right?
And it says absolutely time to ease the indigenous pain. The Facebook user. I don't know who the Facebook user is. Michael's not telling us, but thank you for whoever is replying.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And don't forget, the lines are open. I mean, it's nice to talk to Laura every morning, but it'd be nice to talk to somebody else out there too. So, you can phone in 1-866-369-746.
What about misery?
Right, and you can give us a break so we don't have to talk to each other, right? And you can ask us difficult questions, right? Dowsing Energy Healing Group doesn't give the name. All right, so Dowsing Energy Healing doesn't give the rate. That doesn't make any sense. I don't get that. But anyway, whoever you are, and when you comment, we appreciate it. We'd love it even more if you phoned in and gave us your comments, your requests about what sort of clearing you'd like to have. So why did I choose Cosmic Consciousness as the title today? Because we are creating a new neural network. You can phone in Planet Earth. We are the brains of Planet Earth. Look, we have a job to do as Earth stewards, as eco-spiritual warriors or eco-spiritually enlightened beings, to be responsible for the health and welfare of Planet Earth. And if we don't fill that role, we just get spit out. We're the only animal in creation that creation doesn't need to continue on, right?
Sure.
Take away a butterfly and it won't work. Take away a bee and it certainly won't work. Take away a human and everybody sighs in relief and says, thank God, they're gone, right? I mean, look what happens with COVID-19 when people are not around. Animals invade the streets of America, right? Oh, good, no humans. I can eat grass off the lawn and I can nibble all those luscious plants in your front garden. So the elk are here and the deer are there and, raccoons move in closer. Why? Because humans are out of the way. We're a bother to the rest of the creation. But if we're responsible stewards and take that into consideration, we make room for everything. And guess what? Then the lion starts to lie down with the lamb. Why? Because we come to peace with all of the different levels of creation. That's what it is to be a steward. So cosmic consciousness is that evolution of consciousness of which empaths are the forerunner. Highly sensitive people are the leading example, or the leading, think of the bow of the ship. They're the ones that are creating the wave in consciousness to bring through the new light onto the planet Earth. That's why people don't understand who you are, because you're head of the major group on the planet. You're helping them wake up. And they certainly don't get who you are. They just want you to shut up. You're way too emotional. You're getting carried away. Just settle down, get a job, and behave yourself. We don't need to listen to all this stuff because it's not helping us.
And go to work and come home and watch Stupid Tube and become stupid too.
No. Be nice. But yeah, just fit in. Like stop acting out, Laura. Like behave yourself. So if you're having those sorts of messages that are being said to you, or you're sending them to your children, maybe take a look at the fact that they're the forerunners of consciousness.
Yeah.
Look, every baby that's born goes through all the evolutionary steps of all of humanity before it, right? Why is it born in a sea salt water? Why? Because man originally came from the sea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like all of and the mammals came from the sea. So what I'm saying is each evolutionary step which a child goes through in the womb and in coming out of the womb are the steps that humanity went through collectively that now gets condensed down into a shorter period of time. That's why we want you to do the deep clearing protocol for 21 days or 21 to 60 days, so that the time that it takes for you to clear becomes less and less and less and less, because it's part of who you are. It's in your consciousness and you don't have to repeat it. It's the same thing in the whole evolution of humanity. What we've learned as a society gets condensed down into days, months, into the human being and the child and its evolution. So cosmic consciousness is when we come to the realization that there is no separation, we are one, always have been, always will be, then the whole concept of war makes no sense. I mean, it's like stabbing yourself in the heart. I mean, not very smart. I mean, if you feel you need to do that, go for it, but you're really killing yourself. And, you know, one of the chapters of my book has to be what your mommy and daddy didn't tell you about karma, because if you understood karma, you wouldn't go around killing people, because unless you really, really want to be on this planet and go through a lot of suffering lifetime after lifetime, you wouldn't do what you're doing, right?
What about if you shot him with a pellet gun in the butt?
Well, I think it'd be good to shoot yourself in the butt, right? Because that would wake you up, right?
I'm just saying, if someone is in my truck or trying to break into my house, I'm gonna get a pellet gun. I'm gonna shoot him in the butt.
Oh.
Is that gonna be karmically come back to me?
Well, wouldn't it be better to have your house have such an energy level that anybody who stepped over on that, you know, path to your house said, no, I don't want to go there. It's a yuck. You know.
Oh, I get that too. I'm just saying, like, like, you know, you're saying killing people, but what if you just like hurt them a little bit?
Well, okay. Well, I mean, that's sort of like, okay, God, can I smack him first and then do Ho'oponopono afterwards? Well, maybe.
Come on, that's kind of a interesting. You want hard questions. You always say that.
Yeah. Well, if you want to do that, I mean, I don't think it short circuits anything. I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, do no harm.
Right.
I mean, the higher evolution of consciousness that you have, the more that you protect yourself. You know that you're always in the right time at the right place, even if the worst is happening around you, even if it's a flood or pestilence or COVID-19 or whatever's happening around you, you will be protected by the covenant you made by surrendering to the divine. You're in service to the divine. Therefore, you are not an expendable one. You're one that of the ones that are pushing the enlightenment of humanity ahead, right? Mm-hmm. You know, so the point is, the more clear you are in clearing yourself and getting out of your own way and taking back your power, being a sovereign human being and helping others, the more you're raising consciousness, the less you're going to get people booting down your door or having to shoot them in the butt with a BB gun, right? It just enter your life.
BB gun isn't going to do it. It's a pellet gun. Pellet guns are bigger.
Well, whatever. But you won't need to do that because nobody's going to be banging through your door in order to do that.
Fun to think about. Come to my house. Come on, let me shoot you with a pellet gun. Have you ever been to a shooting range?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been to a shooting range. I used to be pretty good shot when I was a kid.
I'm a good shot now. You know, they say people who meditate, because we're calm and we can hold steady, that we're very good shots. And so when I went to the shooting range for the very first time, I did really, really well. And my
That's beginner's luck.
partner was like, what the heck? And I'm like, I don't know. But then when I read about it, it was that people who are meditators are calm and can focus. I mean, that makes sense, right?
Absolutely, and can still the body.
Yeah, I didn't like, he got one of those, you know, the ones that go, oh my God, they were so loud. I didn't like that. I had to leave the room. I don't, semi-automatic guns. I don't like those.
Right. Well, for my killing days came when we used to go hunting gophers with 22s, and I shot a gopher in the leg and then had to kill it with a rock. That was the last time I ever did that.
No, I can't do it. My dad and I went hunting once, and I saw a deer, and I said, "Run, deer, run!" And he's like, "We're not doing this again." And I was like, "Yeah, right. I know."
Yeah, my buddies used to say, "All right, we're going deer hunting. Are you coming?"
Beautiful brown eyes. I was like, "Don't kill it! Don't kill it!" Oh, I couldn't do it.
No, I'm not going there anymore. So anyway, that was my experience looking into the eyes of this poor innocent creature and knowing I couldn't leave it, you know, with no leg. I had to do something, and it was my fault. That's all I needed to have me change my way of showing up on the planet.
One of our listeners said, "Do no harm." Yes,
Absolutely.
I will. You, Melissa, do no harm. I do no harm, therefore no harm can be done to me. That's why when I see, the wasp that bit me the other day, I pulled him off and put him away, and my friend was like, "Well, did you kill it?" And I was like, "No, but it stung you." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I think stinging is a good omen because it's like releasing toxins out of your body."
Was it a bee or was it a wasp?
It was a wasp.
Right.
They don't differentiate between bees and wasps in the spiritual world.
Well, yeah, well, it certainly does in the physical because a bee kills itself when it stings you. It's doing it on behalf of the hive, right? It dies. A wasp just keeps stinging, right?
Yeah, but I only did it once. Now it just itches.
No, but I'm just telling you the difference between the two. Right?
Yeah.
They're significantly different.
I also saved a tree frog that day because I was mowing the lawn and I saw the little critter. It was just little. It was like this big, and I picked it up and put it by my little tree. And then I didn't mow around the tree because I didn't want to scare it. So, and then I got stung by a wasp. So I was like, front yard there, sting by a wasp, and that. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what it's.
Maybe one of the things to do is in your attention. All right, here I come. I'm cutting the grass. Everybody out of the way.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, why? I mean, it's, again, this is your kingdom, right? I mean, if you're going to be in charge of a planet later on, you might as well get used to what it means to be in charge, right? In a loving way. All you critters, here I come. I'm going to cut the grass.
Wait a minute. Beep, beep, beep. Let's back the bus up. What did you just say? If I want to be in charge of a planet one day?
That's right.
What?
Where do you think you're going?
Okay.
We're talking about cosmic consciousness, and you're learning how to take care of a planet. So, I mean, if you think you're so smart, never mind being the president of the United States, how would you like to be responsible for creating a planet and coming up with all the rules of creation and how it's going to unfold and how it's going to work, and then having to deal with the experiment when it goes wrong?
There would be no one better than me because I am good at that kind of a job. I could definitely. I'm a good creator.
Then you're ordering it into existence, and I say good luck to you.
Can I have the Bible to tell me the first thing you do is you create what? Light?
Yeah. I would stop there. Otherwise, it's going to get very complicated.
So basically,
that's just my personal opinion. So
just create a sun. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, leave it at that. Don't go any further.
I can do that.
Yeah. Just let the sun shine. Leave it alone. Yeah, it's true. I mean, if you think that the president should be doing a better job and you can do a better job, and, think about, well, if you were responsible as a god of this planet, how would you like to try and figure this one out, make it work, right?
No, thank you. Especially if we had Facebook and people could tell you all the things that you're doing wrong and
Uh,
no, no.
Darlene Turner, when I am really attuned to my body, I can feel what you're stuck out, what is stuck out of. What? When I am really attuned to my body, I can feel what is stuck out of alignment and what needs to, example, food, massage, or movement. It's up to me to give the body what it needs right now. It's a dance. Yeah, it's a dance. It's a dance with your body. It's a dance with creation. And if it isn't a dance and it isn't joyful, and I'm talking to myself, stop doing it.
Thank you.
You know,
It's
if
not
it
fun, then don't do it. Yes, and if it doesn't feel good, don't do it.
right.
And my girlfriends and I we were just talking last night about mindless eaters, how people just mindlessly eat. And of course I was sitting there having a salad while we were talking.
I'm not thinking, but anyway.
I was
Good.
thinking about how what I'm attracted to right now, which isn't it's just like salads. That's all I want is like kale and avocados and cherries and like just summer.
Mike is getting upset in the back. He doesn't like avocados, and he doesn't like tomatoes.
I don't like tomatoes. I'm not a big fan of tomatoes.
Well, there you are.
But I love avocados.
Right. Michael doesn't like those things. They're yucky. I love them, by the way, so I get more avocados in this house because Michael doesn't like them.
Good.
Yeah.
Avocados are great for you. They're green. They're yummy.
But let's go back to that whole idea. What Darlene's saying is, give your body a chance to dance, because really, if you're not joyful and if you're not having fun, it isn't sustainable. We're talking about, sustainable this and sustainable society. Well, a sustainable body has to have joy. Otherwise, it's going to have tension and duress, right? Which leads to disorder and dis-ease, right? Dis-ease, out of ease, right?
Yes.
So dance on.
Well, and listening to your body, like if your knees hurt when you're walking up and down the stairs, figure out what it is that you're eating that's causing that.
Like, right. How about mice? Keep finding mice in my pool. How do I get them to move away from my yard? Yeah, exactly. Well, one of the things with mice is, what is their food source that makes it easier or makes them want to be in your backyard or in your house that you're not taking care of? So, for example, are you cleaning up the bird seed that's everywhere? Do you have your bird seed in containers, or do you have your grains in middle containers? Have you sealed up all of the entrances to your house? And have you had a conversation with them? Now, it's really difficult to have a conversation with mice. I know that. There's something like the chief head rodent of the mice. Her job is to have more mice because she's feeding the whole upper chain of life, right? Like mice are at the bottom of the skull. So she's got to create millions and billions of mice because all the owls and, everybody up the chain, all the birds and everything eat the mice. So her job as a devic energy is to produce more mice. So why is she going to listen to you? Because you want to block it. So what you want to do, I think, is find a place for the mice on your property that you're going to leave the heck alone, right? So if there can be a wild part of your property that you can put for all the elementals and for all those aspects that you don't want in your natural landscape, and you say, hey, this is my treasure trove, this is my sanctuary for all my mice, and by the way, I might even give you some little goodies there every once in a while, or maybe on a regular basis. Guess what? The mice are going to say, hey, if I don't have to go to that house and bug that human being, and I get fed over here, and I'm loved over here, they're going to want to be over there. I guarantee you. All right? So now, is it easy? No, it's not. No, it's not.
Over there. That's what they want, is the water, right? They want to drink.
Well, it's hard to get in and out of a pool. That's true. So, yeah, so water, yeah, you're absolutely water and food and a place where they are secure so they can carry on what they need to be doing. And so the whole life chain, the food chain of hawks and eagles and all the rest of it that feed on mice can continue to thrive. So, if you're beside a wooded area, you can also talk about the mice about the wooded area, right? So luckily we have a wooded area. Keep trapping mice. The other thing that works is we've used electronics, right? There are electronic frequencies you can get for rodents. And I like that because we're not live trapping them. And if you forget the live trap, another one gets in there, they'll eat each other. I mean, it's just horrific. So,
and there are pool coverings too that you can get to
right.
stop that. Because remember, it looks like a big lake to them or a big pond. And so all these animals are like, hey, water, source of water, source of water. And some of them can get out and some of them can't. And unfortunately, the rodents have a harder time getting out. Oh, here we got someone else asking a question. Works with rabbits in the garden.
Absolutely. It works for everything. Think of that. You got to talk to the devic energy, the head pupa of that. So it's not the individual rabbits, it's the devic energy, or can't even find the words, but let's call it the devic energy of rabbits is what you want to talk to, not the rabbit itself. We're talking to the one that is responsible for all of the rabbits on the planet, and talk to her about what sort of arrangement you can be. It's just like talking to your body, right? And if you're an earth steward, you have to think about, okay, if I'm going to take this away from a rabbit over here, then I need to put something in place for the rabbit over here. If I want the rabbit to do A, I have to be able to let the rabbit do B. You got to make this equal, right? Do no harm, it says the law of creation. Most benevolent outcome for all of life, not just humans. So what can you do to make rabbits feel, and invited in your environment? You need to have a wild space, or you need to be able to help them get to that wild space, whatever it is, right?
I leave out, like, I never do anything to my lawn. I let my lawn be what it wants to be. That means there's weeds in there and there's all kinds of stuff that the rabbits like. So they eat that. I have rabbits in my front yard all the time. Not so much my backyard because I have Spirit, and Spirit, he chases them. He only gets them in the winter when they can't get out of the fence fast enough. But they're very, very important in the ecosystem, the roundabouts. So why are you trying to get rid of the rabbits anyway? Like,
well, if they're eating your garden, that's a good reason why you don't want rabbits.
You have to have a fence around your garden. My neighbor does. We have tons of rabbits in this neighborhood, and she's got a really secure fence around it that she's made out of cedar branches and some kind of fencing. I don't know, but her garden grows big time and feeds her and her husband. So I don't think that it's that. I think that we need to learn how to coexist, and if it means putting up a fence around something so that they don't get what it is that you want to sustain your life, which I totally get, then we have to protect it. But please don't try killing the rabbits or the mice or whatever, because if you poison them or try and kill them, then it puts out the balance. It puts off the balance of the ecosystem. Just like your house, don't kill the animals in your house, the ants and the spiders and the centipedes and all of that stuff. They're a part of your house ecosystem, and it's good. It's part of it. Like, I leave them alone, and I very, 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 very rarely get bit. Very rare.
Mostly when you make a mistake.
I don't know. I can't tell you the last time I got bit. Now I probably will. It's
just being conscious and aware, and they feel your energy as well. So I think it's really important. I mean, in our community here, we have lots of deer. So if you don't fence your garden, the deer just think that all those raspberries are deer candy. But the front yard isn't fenced, but we have plants up there that are deer friendly in the sense that the deer just don't like them. But all of our cedar trees are pruned up as far as the deer can reach, right? It's just called deer pruning. Everybody in the neighborhood has deer pruning. And for me to have deer wandering through the yard is just really, really exciting. I love it, right? It just the more closer I am to nature, the more I feel in harmony with it. I love eagles flying over the top of the house. I love the osprey coming and sitting in the tree and telling me they caught a fish. I like that human interaction with the animals and the communication that can happen when they know that they're safe. I mean, to me, it's fantastic. So I'm not trying to exclude animals. I'm trying to make it safe for animals to be in close proximity to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do we
All
have
right,
any
we've got 5 minutes to go. We got time for somebody to phone in and tell us that we're all crazy. We don't know what we're talking about, or maybe to get
a clearing? Yeah, let's get someone in for a clearing. And
These are open 1-866-369-7464. And we're going to need you to phone in tomorrow, because tomorrow we have a guest, and Reverend Joanne Angel Berry Cullen is coming. She's going to do 1-card readings. She did a 1-card reading for me, which was spot on, really amazing. She's going to want to know your birthday, and she's going to pull a card for you. And she's very, very, very good at what she does. So you better get ready to phone in, because if you don't phone in, you're not going to get a reading, and we're not going to try and find you on Facebook. So don't think that you can just type it in on Facebook and we're going to, magically find it and give you a reading. It ain't going to happen. You're actually going to have to phone in, right?
Yep.
Get a reading tomorrow. Okay.
369-7464 with Barry Jab Barry, and she's texting me right now, asking me for all of the stuff she's going to have her viewers on too. So make sure that you guys get in line, because it's going to be busy tomorrow, because she's a good reader. Yes.
Absolutely, she's a great reader, and I have to jump off because I have to go back to school. I'm writing my book, and I have a book coach, and I'm going to get my knuckles wrapped if I don't show up. So we're going to have Laura in charge of, well, it's just the way I'm going to wrap myself on the knuckles for not doing it, because she's really, really good at what she's teaching us. So I don't want to miss it. I want to be part of the team that's writing this book. So I have to do my part and show up. So Laura will be running the last part of the show and making sure that everybody gets a chance to phone in, which is a good thing. So Laura, you're going to have somebody, you're going to have to figure out how people can phone you, right? Because I ain't going to be there for half an hour.
Or we can have your the number just forwarded to my phone.
Okay, they're going to have to show me how to do that one, or I'll have to get Mr.
More technical stuff, people. How fun.
But we'll do that. We'll make sure that you're 1-866-369-7464. I think that that's not as easy, because I think we have to phone and get that whole thing rerouted from mine to your phone and then cancel it.
I don't think it's very complicated.
No, seriously. I mean, this is routed to my cell phone. 1-866 come to my cell phone.
No.
Okay, so when you to get it rerouted anywhere else, I have to go back to them and have it go to another cell phone.
I'll put my number up.
All right, whatever.
My number.
So,
yeah, just call my number.
So get your magic sign made up then, Laura. Get your magic sign made up for the last half of the show. Okay. All right. We've got a couple of minutes to go. Laura, what profound things did you learn on the call today about cosmic consciousness?
That we're all one.
Yeah, that we're all one, and what we're responsible for the evolution of this planet as the brain aspect, and we're all stewards, right?
And I get to have my own planet someday.
And you get to have your own planet, so you better start practicing and not screwing it up, right?
Oh my God, I love you so much. Because you just assume I'm going to screw it up. Of course, the first time I may. But
but just think of all that mess. Now you got a whole bunch of things running around that planet. It's all screwed up. You can't sort of dump it in the trash.
Can you please?
My yard is completely natural, and I created for wildlife.
Okay.
Well, I tried. I like that. I love that. Yeah. My yard is completely natural. I created for wildlife. I tried talking to Diva. I will never harm them. Thanks for further advice. Yeah, talk to the Diva, and that's part of what the Boots on the Ground course is all about, is how to talk to how to work with the angels and elementals and have that conversation, how to become a planetary earth steward, how to commune with nature, how to clear all the geopathic stress. And by the way, we're near the top of the hour. Come and join me and learn about geomancy and earth clearings by joining us on the call for the Radical Heart Earth Resident call at 5 p.m. Pacific. And the way that you find out the linkage for that is go to Good of the Whole. Good of the Whole. And it will give you all the linkages, how to get onto Zoom and join us, passwords and everything. Good of the Whole, okay? Head over to the Good of the Whole to get the password to come on. to
tonight.
the radical Earth Heart residents and help work with us clearing this land that's connected to the Trail of Tears, connected to Washington, D.C., connected to 32 sacred sites around the world, which is going to bring more light onto the planet. The First Nations are joining us in doing this. It's like we're creating a new rainbow network.
The
What
good
does
of
that
the
say
whole.
there?
7 o'clock tonight, my time. The good of the whole.
Yeah. Radical Earth Heart Resonance. Earth Heart Resonance. Okay, call. Right. And tomorrow, as Job Berry, get ready to phone in and have your 1 card reading and your birthday. Okay.
She's a fire too. She's got a lot of fire.
Yeah, she got a lot of red hair. My God, she's on fire. All right.
I'm excited for tomorrow.
All righty. All right. Bye for now. Thanks for showing up. Don't forget, tune in tomorrow for your 1 card reading. See you this evening if you want to come and play about how to clear land and get out of your own way. Okay. Bye for now.
Bye.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.